What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got the X1 in and we got a pile of work to do. There's probably, I don't know, 8 hours of work or more to do to this thing. So let's get rolling, see if we can get it all done. Be able to go to the 36-volt system once I get there. Start by removing the wheels, the back wheels, because we got to replace both the rear springs because they're broken. So I like to spray stuff down before I get crazy with taking this stuff off. One, because we're going to have to do an alignment, and two, it just makes my life easier. Well, the rear bolts are pretty stuck, so we're gonna actually switch gears and we're gonna go to the front here. We gotta pull all this off so we can do the valve cover. All right, so what I'm basically gonna do now, I think I told you guys, but we're gonna do the valve cover. Valve cover, oil filter housing, oil cooler housing, gasket. We got these two gaskets, I think, that go here. We're going to do the oil pressure sensor because that looks like it's been leaking too, which is crazy. Just a pile of things. And then we got a coolant hose to go down around the bottom. So we're going to get the top here kind of pulled off a while, and then I'm going to start draining the coolant so that way when we get to that point, we can continue on. But what stinks is we have to, we got to pull the intake manifold, which is not my favorite thing to do. To be honest. Okay, there we go. On these cars, because it's just a lot more involved and whatever. But we got new gaskets or O-rings, so that'll be good. But get all this pulled off. Got to pull this off. Got to pull that off. Basically just need to do all this because it's been leaking like crazy. So what sucks is you used to be able to cheat the system. So on like the N52s, the intake manifold's a little bit bigger. I figured out that if I just take the alternator off, I can get my arm up underneath there and use a ratchet wrench and actually take off the one bolt for the oil filter housing. But on these, because they have the manifold so tight to the bolt, it's literally like right against it. You can't. You have to pull the intake manifold. So, it is what it is. So, trying to get this coolant flange thing off. Had to pull the radiator fan, which is a thing you gotta do. Now we're about to make a mess. Coolant everywhere. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. Yep. So let that do its thing there. So I wanted to show you guys if you're ever curious or you just wanted to know what I was doing. So I don't know if you can see it in there, which now has a piece of plastic laying in there, was this coolant pipe, which is now down here. See how that's busted off? What happens is they get real bad and then they leak, and then eventually they explode. while you're driving down the road. So now I have to get in there with a pick and without scratching nothing, pull all that plastic out. So this is the old piece. As you can see, it's missing a lot because it's supposed to look like this. This is aluminum. It'll be much better. Okay, so just going to drop my flashlight in a pool of water because that seemed like the right thing to do. Okay. That was a joke, by the way. I didn't really want to do that, but it did it. Anyways, all right. I can't see this. I'm having a heck of a time this morning. I don't know what's going on. I got the shakes. I can't really see this. There we go. Now I can see it. There we go. Are we going in? I don't think we're going in here. Let's go twist one way or the other here. I don't know. Got it. Okay, there we go. We're lined up. We're good. We are good. Okay, there's one bolt. And then there's a second one. It goes in up here. All right. After this, I'm going to put the coolant hose back on it. It gives you a new clamp, which is nice. Because the old clamp was like a factory crimp. The new one's like a squeeze connector thing. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Do this. Probably actually pause on the valve cover. We'll do the oil filter housing and all that. I don't know. I gotta figure it out what I want to do here yet. But I do know I want to try and get all the coolant out of this hose. There we go. All right. So the downside to old coolant hoses, or coolant hoses that over time, they break. And there's nothing you can do about it. I kept trying to press play, or well, record, and here I was on photo. So I just took like 30 pictures of like just the engine bay trying to, like, why won't it play? Or why won't it record? Why won't it record? It's Monday, that's for sure. Oh man, this is gonna make a heck of a mess. That's for sure. And my gut is already like starving. I don't even think it's 9 o'clock yet. But 10 o'clock I'm going to call. At 10 o'clock I need to call. Dang it, I just dropped that. Garmin. But we got to find a place for this thing. Alright, I got bolts in my mouth. Alright. Making some progress here. Got this all cleaned up for the most part. I'm gonna slide this lower bolt in. Maybe. Maybe it'll go. Okay. And this one goes up here. So somebody, I don't know who, previous owner, I don't know, or the original owner, somebody, the dealership, who knows. Anyways, somebody did did this gasket, the oil cooler gasket, which is actually like an adapter now because the oil cooler used to be on the front, but they relocated it to the bottom of the motor, or well, they relocated it down there somewhere. It's like a thing. Anyways, but somebody did just that gasket. They did not do the oil filter housing, so they got the majority of the leak, but it's not just that leaks. You have to get them all. If not, you just kind of, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's good, like you replaced one, but you got to do them all. You know? So, and it happens. Like, I mean, I used to hate doing this because you have to pull the intake manifold off. And it's a lot of work just to get here, you know? And it's like, man, like, is it even worth it? It's like, oh, I don't know. Do you want it to leak? No? Well, it is worth it then, I guess. You know? So, okay. And, I don't know. That's how I look at it. Like, do you want it to leak? No, I don't want it to leak. Okay. Well, then we should fix it. So, okay. I'm going to put the, well, actually, before I put these intake manifold gaskets on, I'm just going to take and clean up around where they mount, or where they sit. I'm going to check out the valves, which look to have some carbon buildup, which is to be expected because it is direct injected. It's a common thing with these. I haven't had any N55s that I've had to media blast, but it's not to say that it's not going to happen for sure. I did an N54s. I did 2 N54s that needed media blasted. I don't like doing them. Then it's not fun, and it's super worrisome because, like, when you fire it back up, it takes a minute. It's like pissed off, and you're just like, did I do something wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's gotta do its thing, and then it's good to go. But it does give you the heebie-jeebies when you fire it up, and it's like, and you're like, and then it's smoking, and it smells like walnuts, and you're like, did I leave all of it in there? I know you didn't, you know, but anyways, I had one come in where it was so bad. It was so bad. I don't even know how it ran, to be honest. I mean, it barely ran. But, like, there was just no way for air to get by the valves. And the fact that, like, it didn't, like, the carbon buildup didn't just bust off and go down in. Kind of insane. But I did it, fixed it, and I think that guy's still driving that car. I don't know. Hasn't come back. It's kind of a thing here. Some people come back, some people don't. I don't know why. And it's not, I like to think it's not because of what I did, but I think a lot of people come here when they can't figure it out themselves. And, because I do have a lot of customers that tend to work on their own stuff. But I think what happens is exactly that. Like, they want to work on it, and then they can't figure it out. So it comes here, and I fix it, and then they're good to go, and they drive it for a while or whatever. But anyways, I'll show you guys the valves. I don't know if you can see that. See how it's got carbon buildup? That's direct injection for you. If this was a you know, an engine where the fuel cleaned the backside of the valves, and it's not cleaning it, it's just how it was sprayed in. Oh gosh. But anyways, the fuel keeps it clean because it sprays the backside of the valve. You know, that's just how it works. Like that S52 over there. That's how that works. The injector sprays the backside of the valve, and it keeps it clean because it's spraying the backside of the valve. And fuel is pretty corrosive. Well, not corrosive, but it does its thing. Anyways, but if it was like that, we wouldn't have these issues. But they say that direct injection is better. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Me and boosted things, we're learning each other. Like this E90 that we're gonna be building for this guy, this is a little outside of my normal realm. I'm a naturally aspirated kind of guy. It's because it's what I know, but this is what I like. All right, we're back on for now. I think I'm gonna leave it right there because I want to do the valve cover, and I gotta pull all, well, I guess I could, we'll throw the throttle body back on it. One of the first things we gotta do before doing the valve cover is you gotta crack the brake, or the, brake line, the fuel line loose, because we got to get the fuel out, because we got to take the fuel rail completely off. So what I like to do is just crack it loose on the end here, just kind of let it drain. It's a 17 for anybody who cares to know. Then we just do the rest of them. They're all 14s. But you're gonna get fuel everywhere. It's just gonna happen. But so I'm just gonna let that go for now, because we're gonna move down the line. But I want to pull the whatchamacallit out. The coil packs, or the coils, as some people would call it. It's coil pack, coil. I don't know. These look to be original. Oh yeah. Well, they replaced one. They had a misfire. I bet. Replaced one. Yep, that one's original. I bet the plugs need done. We should probably check the plugs. Oh, they replaced that one. I don't know. I know there was a video I saw the other day. A guy I like to follow and understand his stuff. He talked about, like, it's not good to replace all the coils. Like, if you get a misfire, just replace them all. And I'm like, but he was kind of saying because, like, the newer cars, or not new cars, but sometimes the new coil packs aren't as good as the old ones. It's a valid fact. Like, you tend to probably be better off just replacing one, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe there's just that, like, it was a Ford stuff, so could have just been an inconsistency with Ford stuff, but come on. Can I not get on that? Okay. Okay. Let's try 2 swivel sockets, 2 extensions. There it is. Not how I wanted to do it. Hi. Obviously, the new valve cover is on. Putting the eccentric shaft motor seal on here. I'm not going to tighten this up just yet. I'm going to tighten it up and then just back it off. I want to wait till I tighten or torque down the valve cover, which I'm going to do next. But first, you got to go around. You just got to kind of snug them up. Snug them up. Because if not, then when you go to torque it, it's going to be a nightmare. Because you're going to play the game of like, it's not tight enough. I got to go back, tighten it. Although, okay. They can only go so far, so that's the, but you snug them up and then we come back and we torque them down. But okay, I need a longer extension. I need a longer extension, and not the one that I have wedged back there, because that one, they didn't give me that thing. It's getting there. Don't forget, I still got to do the rear springs. I don't know what to do about that. Them nuts. Usually you put a little bit of heat on the nuts, though. No pun intended. They'll come loose, but I don't know what's going on. I can't get them come loose. Okay. Come on. Oh, also, I dropped one of these down in the coolant bucket underneath, so we'll find him first before I keep going here. I think. Okay. All right. Let me get the torque stick out. Okay, so I just realized I lost my microphone. Luckily, I have a backup. But anyways, I'm going to do a time lapse of me putting this back together. But we got this hose to go on yet. We got this guy that goes on the intake. Yeah, I'm just going to throw this thing back together. And then we'll get all that stuff done. And we still got to do the rear springs, which I still don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm telling you guys, Usually you can add some heat to the bolts and it'll break loose, but it's not working. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find some crayons up at the house. You know, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you can heat them up and then put wax in there and it'll break it loose. So if not, I don't know that we're gonna be able to do the springs how I want to do them. So I don't know. Anyways, let's get going on this. All right, got this thing up in the air. We are going to replace this coolant hose, which is way up here. Looks like it's up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's up there. No, there it is. That one. Together up here. Pretty sure that's the one that's leaking. Okay. Now to go. If not, then we replaced the wrong one, but that's the one we're replacing. All right, got the old one out, new one's going in. Boy, is this a bugger. I always forgot how much of a pain I hate doing this. Freaking hose. It's much easier when you're doing like the thermostat, because you just pull the whole thing out as a unit. But this isn't the case, so I'm just hoping that it's actually not leaking somewhere else, because right now I don't know, because there's just so much oil and coolant all over the place. It's really just hard to tell where it was and was not. Well, like I said before, I think I said this the other day, like it's like almost impossible to tell what isn't leaking. Oh, come on. What just happened? I had it in place. Oh, man. So, I wish I could show you guys this. It's just like so tight. It's like impossible to show. But, I don't know if it's on there or not. Feels like it's on. Nope. Definitely not on there. Trying to get this done so that we can bleed it. I need sorry I just blinded you guys. Need me a pick. Give me a pick. It's in. Holy mackerel. I'm just gonna, I sprayed this down with some engine degreaser. I'm just gonna hit it real quick with the brake clean, because I am a little worried, because I found out some information from the owner. Said that when they pulled the belly pan off, they found serpentine remnants, which is concerning, because if it shredded it and it got sucked into the crankcase and somebody didn't replace the front crank seal, guess what we're gonna be doing most likely. Well, maybe not. Maybe they'll just sell it. But I would bet that there's probably pieces of the belt in the inside the crankcase, which happens. But anyways, time to fill it up. I already got my coolant pre-mixed, so we can dump away. For those who are new to BMWs, coolant's blue up until the new ones. It's actually green then, but I don't. It's crazy. BMW has their own coolant, just like every other brand, but then decided to go to the same color as everybody else. So, not really sure what that was about, but anyways, let's keep dumping. I probably got to mix some more because I already put a half a gallon in here. So this is an electric water pump. It's doing its thing, so we're just gotta hang out for now. And it will have to do its bleed process. So I actually have the charger on, and I'm now going to go inside, turn the key on, and do the. I think it takes about 12 minutes. So it seems that the coolant leak has been fixed, I think. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of spots where it's hard to tell if there's oil coming down yet or what have you, but it's all looking good. I got my flashlight. Like I said, there's still some spots where it's like, is that leaking or is that not leaking? It's hard to tell. But now I got to take a little detour over to the boat because I called Garmin today and they did warm it up, cleared everything so I can register the 94 SV plate back on it in my name. So we're gonna do that now. So it seems good. All right, guys. Well, I'm all kind of wrapped up with the X1 for right now. I need to get some wax or crayons or something to try and do these nuts because I got to break them loose so I gotta be able to align this thing. And then we'll drop the springs out, throw the new ones in it. But I actually have to pull the boat out, grab my wife's car, and do her oil change on her X5D. Got the wife's X5 in here. Let's get this thing in like 100 miles. Oil change, tire rotate instead of just back out. It actually asks for more oil, so we're gonna go grab that, and we're gonna pull the boat out, pull the E30 out, pull her car in. Kind of auntie thing. But, so this thing has an oil leak, and I haven't been able to figure it out, but I'm pretty sure I know now. After messing with that other X5, it won't focus, but I think the charge pipe's leaking there. So, I don't know. Between that and something over here, but I think it's the same situation, I think. But let's keep going here. We got to grab the tools. I don't know. Take this filter out. What do you guys think? Definitely There's oil coming from out of this, so
But
you probably
I'm
need
gonna order
a new,
this.
Got the
I'm gonna
seal
order
there. I
a,
have the ones for down here. One of the O-rings for that. I have the other two, so that'll be good. But we'll get it coming, and we'll get it changed out. And they're not super expensive, and I know it's a thing. You're supposed to do them, yada yada yada. Like everybody talks about them. I've never had to do them, but we're about to. So, all right. I'm also changing brands of filters. I was running this other brand, but I forget. It starts with an X or something. I'm switching over to the male filters, melee, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know. Something tells me I should. Because, well, one thing is, the other filters didn't come with new O-rings for all this. Like these O-rings, you don't replace these. It just comes with that white one that I just took off. And I don't know, part of me thinks that you're supposed to replace all of them. Where did I set the other one? Hang on. But these also look like the OEM ones from BMW. I think I sat it over there. Oh yeah, it's over there. Hang on. And I don't know what it is, but that white O-ring, every time I would use it, it's just like, something about it just didn't give me the warm and fuzzies, you know? Like, I don't know, like when I do car stuff, like, it sounds weird, but I like to get the warm and fuzzies. Cool. Here we go. This is my flavor of choice for these diesels. Everybody has their own flavor. This seems to be the flavor I like. So, just gonna stick with it. If it would just go down. Actually, doing this reminds me I need to check the oil in my truck. But anyways, gonna be a long video today, guys. Just a lot going on. I just figured out how to use time lapse the right way, which is actually record it in time lapse versus just speeding it up. So hopefully it's better for you guys. You don't have to stand there or sit there and watch me record nonsense, you know? But you could probably, at least you won't have to zoom through it. I'll just zoom through it for you, you know? So, all right, so we got 5, 6 would be 6. There we go. So, down to the middle. Reset the tire light, gotta take it for a drive. This thing's got 222,000 miles on it. And she drives it every day. Sink down in there. I don't know, I think it's like 50 or 60 miles round trip. So, been good to us so far. Just gotta fix those oil leaks. But we got some exciting stuff going on the rest of the week. Not going to spoil all the fun with that. X1's going to have to wait a day or two. Anyways, guys, I'm going to thank you for hanging out today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to get this up to the house.